When I think about the Mission Endowment Fund of the Northern Texas, Northern Louisiana Synod, I can't help but begin that thinking with people, the faces of so many people. And in fact, as I think about the people that have been involved with the Mission Endowment from the beginning, I can't help but remember that we are brought into this fund, brought into this mission, brought into this ministry, because we have received an incredible gift through our faith in Jesus Christ. Through the waters of holy baptism, we have been brought into a miraculous journey in this life and in all that lies before us. And the cross of Jesus Christ stands large over our lives, which empowers us, as St. Paul said to the Corinthians, to give joyfully and to give willingly. One of the people I think about is Harold Bogish, who came to my office at Advent Lutheran Church in Arlington back in the late 1990s. He sat down with me and said that there's a new initiative in the Synod that Bishop Mark Herbener is casting the vision for. He said there is a vision of creating a mission endowment, that is a fund, the interest or the growth of which each year would be able to be given to new mission starts and new ministries. And Harold indicated that he was trying to raise, as I recall, $40,000 or $1,000 apiece from 40 different donors to get the corpus of this fund started. It wasn't long till we learned that over 50 entities, individuals and Lutheran Brotherhood and so forth, pledged $1,000, and we started off with over 50,000. Over the next couple of years, I was blessed to be able to sit on the board of the Mission Endowment Fund, and I remember some of the late leaders from all across the Synod, the Panhandle, far west Texas, Louisiana, all the way down to Waco and Killeen, coming together to talk about how we can advance mission on the territory of the Synod. I remember people like Virginia Worley, who was a masterful inspiration for so many of us to keep focused on raising the funds and distributing them properly. I remember the grants committee sitting and wrestling with maybe $5,000 in the early years that they were able to give away and thinking how wonderful that would be. But as time went on, I have the images of people like Hattie Hammer, who was privileged to lead this fund as executive director into the 2000s, and within the last 5 years or so, was able to announce that the fund itself had grown to over $1 million. There's a lot of thankfulness behind those gifts, and there's been a lot of joy celebrated in the giving of those gifts as the fund continues to grow. That fund has allowed us to start new missions. It has allowed us to provide day camps run by Briarwood counselors across the territory of the Synod. It has allowed us to grow our Hispanic Latino ministry way beyond our expectations, because year after year after year, as the fund corpus has grown, so has the ability to give out gifts and grants to congregations. I visualize in my mind people like Linda Ness, who has led this fund faithfully for the last several years, and who has set an extremely high goal for us this year in the fundraising of $50,000. I believe we can accomplish that. I believe there's no question that we will have enough people expressing thanksgiving for the privilege and the opportunity of giving in the attitude that Paul noted among the Corinthian people when they were raising money. It wasn't just about raising funds. It is about caring for those who are most in need and who need to hear the gospel. And we begin with holy baptism in the waters of baptism that brought us together. But we gather as we are able, which is not all that often these days because of the COVID virus, but as we are able, we gather around the table and we participate in receiving our Lord's bread, body, and wine, the blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the gift of forgiveness. So the two gifts given to us in the sacraments of the Lutheran Church are highlighted and are an inspiration for us to always be thankful that God made us God's own child in baptism and forgives us daily and renews us all the time through the sacrament we share. The gifts of God for the people of God, we say often in our liturgy, and we celebrate with thanksgiving that we are privileged to share an endowment that reaches out and extends way beyond our own communities, way beyond our Synod mission territory, and into all the world. We give thanks to you for your support for the Mission Endowment Fund of the Northern Texas, Northern Louisiana Synod. Thank you.